begin by thanking our head coach, Gene Chizik, our AD, Jay Jacobs, our associate AD, Tim Jackson, and our president, Jay Gouge, and the rest of the Auburn family for this wonderful opportunity. My wife, Amy, my son, Luke, my daughter, Alexis, and myself, we're ecstatic to be here at Auburn. It's an absolute honor, and we promise this from our family is that we will give our heart and soul to the University of Auburn and do everything in our power to help us win the championship. This morning I was able to address our team, and I said this to them. This is one of the few places in America that the expectations are to win the championship year in and year out. And it's an absolute privilege and an honor to be a part of something so special. When taking this job, I understand that this job, it's not a right to be at the University of Auburn. It's an absolute privilege, and with that privilege becomes great responsibility. And it's our objective and our mission as coaches to make sure that we teach our players that this place has great tradition. It's been laid by great players, it's been laid by great coaches, it's been laid by great administrators, and it is our job to fulfill the obligation and the responsibility to keep this tradition rolling in a first-class manner. I'm honored to be here. It's an absolute privilege, and again, Coach Chizik, thank you for this opportunity.
Take questions.
I want to ask a little bit of offensive philosophy. Just looking at your background, it looks like you've done a variety of different things, Coach.
Yes, I've been very fortunate to be in a pro-style offense, the NFL, and Coach Meyer's spread offense. What we're going to do here is we're going to take our personnel, we're going to assess where exactly we are these next 2 weeks, and we're going to do a great job going out and recruiting, number one, the best players in America, taking our personnel here, and we're going to build a system to get our playmakers the football and do everything in our power to make sure that we're helping our defense and our special teams here at Auburn.
Do you have a preferred style?
You know what, I like it all. I've been so fortunate to be around such great coaches, such great head coaches. The majority of the head coaches that I've been around are defensive guys, so I understand the mentality to win a championship is all based around great defense and special teams. And it's our job as an offense to protect that defense, to make sure our players are highly involved in the special teams. And at the end of the day, it's our job to score football points. And that's what we're going to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the great recruits that we're going out there and recruiting. We're going to take our players, we're going to assess exactly what they do best, and then we're going to form that offense around them.
When did you and Gene first kind of start talking about the job, and if you could just kind of take us through the process?
You know what? It was a wonderful process. It was the most intense, most detailed interview that I've ever been around. We're dealing with a head coach that is a detail-oriented guy. I got to know him whenever he was at Texas, and we got the best head coach in America here at Auburn. And the process of the interview was unbelievable, and all I can say is this, is that it was detailed, it was thorough, and at the end of the day, I was fortunate enough to get an offer from Coach, and I'm ecstatic to be here.
Scott, when you say detailed, are you like talking about looking at film together, or what type of stuff did you do during this process?
Football talk, and also the area that I was most impressed with, he wanted to find out what type of person you were, if you cared about your players, if you wanted to make sure that your players graduated, if you wanted to make sure your players grew up to be good fathers, good husbands, and obviously in our business we got to win too. And I was very impressed with that part of the interview. Just like I said, we've got a first-class head coach, the best of the best, and it is an absolute privilege and honor to be a part of his staff.
Talk about your season at Temple as an offensive coordinator. You guys really had a good season, got things turned around. Talk about how it developed, and pretty interesting mix of run and pass this year. You guys did a lot of running.
Yes, it was a great experience in North Philadelphia. We had a bunch of coaches that were aligned, just like we'll be aligned here. And anytime that you've got good people with good kids, you've got a chance. And that's what we have here at Auburn. We recruit great players. I look forward in an hour to go out and recruit some of the finest players in America. And anytime that you have got great kids with good chemistry in the coaching staff, guys that care about their players inside and out, you've got a chance. And that's what happened at Temple. And I've been very fortunate that I've been at great places that we were able to have success. And I'm ecstatic to be here at Auburn and to continue the great tradition that's been laid here by the great players, coaches, alum, fans, and administrators that have built this place.
Speaking of last year at Temple, you started, I think, 3 different guys.
Yeah.
Quarterback, was that because of injuries or just high hand type things?
No, we were struggled from the very beginning trying to find our guy. And Chris Coyer, who ended up being the starter for the last 6 games, he was not able to play spring football because of a broken hand. And he developed into the guy who was able to learn the system, and he did a great job for us.
Have you gotten kind of a chance to take a look at what Auburn has at quarterback, and if you have, kind of what are your impressions of?
Just like I said, you know, I was hired here yesterday, and I haven't had time to look at the ins and the outs of it, but I remember all these guys when I was at Florida, when I recruited them all, and I think they're very good football players, and I really look forward to diving into and watching their tape, getting a feel for who they are inside and out, learning who they are, where they're from, and kind of building a relationship that you need to have between the quarterback and the quarterback coach. So I think they're outstanding, and I look forward to building a relationship and finding a way for those guys to help our team lead us to a SEC championship.
You've had a chance to coach quarterbacks from Brady to Tebow and everywhere in between. How coaching guys like that, how does that help kind of shape you as a quarterback coach and as a coordinator?
It's been outstanding. I always had the philosophy you go find guys that are smarter and more talented than you. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out there and we're going to recruit, and we're going to find the very best quarterback in America that has the it factor. A guy that's smart, a guy that's tough, a guy that's athletic, and the guy that gets it, and the guy that just wants to win for Auburn. Period end. No other hidden objective, just wants to win for Auburn. I've learned more from those guys than you'd ever know, believe it or not, and I'm their teacher. Actually last night it was kind of funny. Tommy picked up the phone and found out that I got this job, and it was a great conversation, and he goes, "Scott, you got one of the best jobs in America, and go be yourself, go be who you are, and go keep being a team guy, and everything you'll help Auburn." And that's all I want to do, is I want to help Auburn and keep the traditions that have been instilled at this place for several years.
Is it helpful having experience in the SEC to have a feel for the league and speed of the defense?
We're in the best of the best. That's we are coaching at the very best conference in America. You look at who's won the national championship, it's remarkable. It's the best defenses, it's the best coaching, it's the best players, and it's the best recruiting. And that's the thing that I look forward to. We're going to go out and we're going to recruit the very best players at Auburn. They not only are great football players, but they're good people, they love Auburn, and we're going to go get those guys. That's the whole objective, is to go get great players, put them around great coaches, care about them, discipline them, and at the end of the day have a heck of a lot of fun and try to win the championship every year.
Time for a few more.
Scott, who are some of your main coaching influences, and was there anybody that was integral in getting you into coaching to begin with?
I'm very fortunate to work for some tremendous head coaches, and to single one of them out, that would be unfair. The guy that I was with most of my career, the guy that knows me, I consider him the second father, is Lloyd Carr. He's known me since I was an 18-year-old kid. He got me into the profession. He took a chance on some 23-year-old guy to come and be a part of his program, and I'm indebted to him. And very similar to I'll be indebted to Coach Chiswick for giving us this opportunity to be at such a wonderful place. And the one thing that you'll get from me is when you give us, our family, an opportunity, you're going to get the very best. I promise that I will be a tireless worker and do everything in my power to make sure that Auburn and Coach Chiswick is successful.
The guy you're following here, you know, Gus Malzahn had some pretty prolific offenses here. I mean, is there any sort of pressure to, you know, take up where he left off or anything like that? How do you kind of view that?
He did a wonderful job here. We won a national championship 2 years ago. He's a fine coach. He's one of the best in the business. And at any place that you go to, there's pressure. But the way that we're going to do this is we're going to be a team-oriented. It's not going to be offense. It's not going to be defense. It's not going to be special teams. It's going to be a team-oriented deal. There's not one guy. And when Coach Chizik hired Brian Van Gorder, I was ecstatic. And I'm just really super excited to be a part of the team. Not just the offense, the team. The defense, the special teams, and obviously having a big role in our offense.
Anything else? All right, your hand.
I wish I had a great story for you, but unfortunately I don't. I lost a battle with an SUV car. So I put my hand in a car and cracked it. So I wish it was some great story like I came out of the subway and saved some lady, but that didn't happen.